Hello everybody, welcome back to Wappelville. Check this out, we got something new here. These are from Battlecraft, 3D printed. Oh look, there's different sizes here. Look at that, very nifty. So you'll be seeing these a little bit more. Um, there's a few of, oh actually Armored Wolf, these are the things right here. So I'll try and have him message you or something like that, and then you guys can get together and discuss that. Now, what are we looking to do? We're looking to do something like this right here. We got glowy things, and we've got also some glowy things. Oh, and then there's more glowy things. So, yeah, Armored Wolf, this comes off so that you can actually put some weights in there. Now, of course, do I have one here? Here we go. So that's one of the small ones. I thought I had one of the big ones sitting here too, but apparently not. Oh, wait. 1 second here. Let me see if I can grab one of these. There we go. Thought I had one here, but yeah, this is, you can put some weights in there. I just put, well, sand and pennies. The pennies for some weight, sand also some weight. However, it also quiets down the pennies rattling around inside. So yeah, you can't quite hear those. And there's even bigger ones that he made for me where I can take this thing off and actually put something else on there. Yeah, so it actually screws off right there too. Hey there, Neelan, how you doing? Great to see you. Happy Monday, right? Yeah, it is Monday. So Neelan, great to see you. I hope that today was reasonably good for you. Maybe that's a little too late. That might just be a bit too late. I'm actually going to take a little more of that seed or green. Ah, there we go. Okay. Because we just want a little hint of some generalized whatever here. Because remember, this is for Minas Morgul. Now, I am going to have to get used to hanging on to these things. I'm much more used to my dead Reaper paint jars, so it could take a little while to get accustomed to this. Just throwing it out there. Man, Neelan, usually you don't get to see like the very start of things, so I'm glad you actually get a chance to see this. These are all part of, remember, the basing. Oh, actually, the episode where I painted this. Speaking of which, yeah, this is on the Patreon page right now. So yeah, that is available for viewing right now as we speak. Darn near forgot about that. Now this is going to have somewhat. Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can chuck out some more of our blue here, our fluorescent blue. This is even the palette that I was using last night. Now we'll see how this goes. I have another, well actually I have a couple of them here on the holders, just in case maybe we actually might be able to get to more things. Now don't know about that, but we'll see what happens here. Now we know we want that to be a source of later. So again, I'm going to get used to hanging onto this thing with these with this miniature holder here. That is not something I'm used to doing. Now remember, we want this to be actually more intense than the original lighting, right? And remember, we're going to be doing a whole lot of glazy stuff after this. Lots of glazy stuff. Like we did on the other one. Again, that video is it's on the Patreon page right now, all ready for viewing. Hey there, Drex. Nice to see ya. So Drex, I hope that your Monday was a good one. Great to see ya. Yeah, Neelan, so the original Morgul Knights were this, which were really nifty. Ooh, hey, gee whiz. And you'll see these in the video, too. You can see a couple of the references in the corner. then there was also these. So these were super fun. I got so many nifty images. We'll have to do some other episodes just using these for weathering guides, because those were really super fun. Really had a blast with that. That AI thing is really it's just a fantastic thing for being able to figure out stuff like color schemes. It really is. So Drixia, I hope that everything went well today. Yeah, how much later? We don't want to go too late there, but we have to make sure there's enough. Oh, by the way, these are from Kurzlook. That other one that you see, the one that I did on the test video, that was from Printing Goes Ever On. Yeah, this one is from Kurzlook here. So Drexy, I'm glad that some of those helped. I'm really glad. And again, this one here, not doing the traditional pre-glaze. When we did the what was our Corsairs, that was a different story. The traditional pre-glaze actually made that go a lot faster. So again, I got to get used to handling this with the with this holder here. It's a definitely very, very different. I mean, at least I guess I can do this. Couldn't do that before. So that should be nice. Okay, that again, we don't want to go too bonkers with this later blue here. And of course, everybody that's going to be at I must say Gen Con, at Dragon Con, please be sure to hit the Armored Wolf Productions booth. Go do that. Go buy lots and lots of stuff. That's some of the ice blue. That's a little bit of our Van Dyke brown in there. Gonna try and get a little bit of these Skelly friends down here. A little bit on that element. Again, just trying to figure, okay, what is involved with this holder and how does it change things up as far as just angling the miniature for best results where you can actually see what's going on. So here we're just doing a little bit of cursory stuff here. We're even letting that mix with our green a little bit. Because again, we're not looking for a specific object source light here. We're just looking for kind of a general sort of a greenish glow. Because all of our terrain is going to have that greenish glow. We should definitely get in. Actually, it's starting to pick up some of that green as I keep doing this. Now, obviously, this is way lighter than what it's going to be when we get down to all of our glazy stuff. I even have, oh yeah, that's right, I'll break out the little containers that we used during the video here. Yep, so you can see the green is starting to get a little bit just incorporated into that. Now here, not going to do as much of that with the blue. And of course, now the reason we did the dark primer is because, well, getting anything down in there is going to be very, very difficult. So you can kind of see here, right, what's going to be coming up next. The blue, the green. Let's hit the blue first, because then we can swing back around to the green. Here, 1 second. Let me make sure we get that off my fingers there, because that will get all over the place. Because that's, yeah, it's Prussian blue. That'll travel. Alright, so we got this little guy. We need maybe something like this brush. I gotta get used to those wings that that those things have now. So getting some thinner into here, and we're just going to start mixing this up. I will throw a little bit of our floral blue in there too. So you can see we're going to mix up the Prussian blue, the fluorescent blue, smushing all that together. I'm going to get a little, yeah, couple drops more thinner in there. And we'll continue our mix. So again, these are from Battlecraft here. He might actually join us in the chat because I did tell him that we were going to be streaming. Okay. Hey there, Ryan. How you doing? So yeah, Ryan, these are those holders that I was talking about. It takes getting used to because there's only so much room to fit these in on camera. Now here, this is where I'm kind of, see, I'm letting it actually blend a little bit there, where I'm actually brushing it on instead of only the touch and go. So yeah, Ryan, I sent out Grand Oracle. I sent Grand Oracle the link. I sent Valfera. The links are obviously Armored Wolf 2. So I'll let you know when they let me know if they've checked it out and everything. Gave it a test run. Ryan, if you wanted to share your stuff in the chat, please go ahead and do that. All the Fallout stuff and everything else. Okay, can't now get some others on the ground, sure. Let's do that. Then we'll do the green, and then we'll do kind of all the neutral stuff. Nothing complex about that. It'll basically just be kind of Van Dyke brown, some Mars black, maybe a little bit of the asphaltum in some spots. Even do again, kind of just brushing some of that on there. Hey there, Uber Yeti. Nice to see you there, Uber Yeti. Thanks for joining us here. I see that the scourge of bots is still continuing. It's really weird. For the longest time, no bots. Now it's just nothing but bots all the time. Okay, we will put that away. We're going to grab this one, because that's going to be for phthalo green. And our perline black. Phthalo green, perline black. Now some thinner here. So everybody please check out the Instagram link that Ryan just shared. So Uber Yeti, happy Monday. I hope that Monday was a good day for you. I hope it was a good day for everybody. Well, Uber Yeti, that's fantastic. And Yeti, if you wanted to share, if you want to share your rats there, please go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to do that, and it sounds like you're very excited about it. Again, that's... So we did the darker stuff on this side, now we're going to get the darker stuff on that side over there. You can see how that pin line washed all the way over to there, huh? Pretty wild, huh? Now this might be much more along the lines of a touch and go application here. And really focusing on the areas where I actually want that more that greenish effect to be. Then again, remember we will be grabbing the mostly Van Dyke Brown, maybe a little bit of asphaltum here and there. Yeah, let's go all the way to here with this. Over here. So you can see how that's changed things a little bit, right? Adding the dark back in there. And then the same thing with our green. Again, this is the video we just posted. So thank you so much. Appreciate that, Michael. And of course, here, let's get some more of our dark down in here. Actually, the next vid is most likely going to be actually a painting busts video, and I'm going to be trying out some new brushes. So we'll see if we can break those within the first 30 seconds of that video. But yes, it's going to be a new brushes bust painting kind of thing. So we'll see if we can make those go boom. Like we usually do with brushes. This is where brushes usually go to die. So Horns fan, they were able to do something right for a change. They actually made history, the kind of history we were hoping they would. That is fantastic. Boy, Michael, that cat really, you should just give that cat a computer of its own. Instead of a laptop, it would be more like a cat top or something like that. Yeah, just give the cat his own laptop and say, here, fine, you go in and you type in your own chat. This is my chat here. So that is pretty hilarious, is it not, Horns fan? That they're actually finding ways to be worse, I think. Because they're not just losing games. I think they have a historically low team average, runs scored. They're setting all kinds of records, right, Horns fan? Okay, so there's our darks in there all around. Oops, almost. Just realized that doesn't have any. Also this. So that kind of helps take care of that. So yeah, well they might end up with a little bit of an electrical charge, wouldn't they, Horns fan? So yeah, Michael, you just have to find a toy laptop or something like that, or whatever, and give the cats that to play with. So again, there's our darks there. Now we're gonna try to get back into some of our lighter blues here, because that was the first glazy thing we did. And again, we've got a couple different sizes of these, and I would try to grab it and put it out here, but it wouldn't fit underneath the camera. But I have actually both halves of the ship on these things. So yes, I actually do have the ship on one of these things here. So this does offer some new opportunities as far as being able to hang on to something like this. So Asmo, I hope that you're doing well. Asmo, if you wanted to post anything in the chat, please go ahead. So there you go, Battlecraft Supplies, Etsy.com. Because these are just so incredibly versatile. Oh, and there's also, what would you call it, a hand rest or something like that, Battlecraft, for these as well. Again, you'll be able to see them if you go to the Battlecraft Etsy page there. And Battlecraft, actually, Grand Oracle was wondering if you had, if the STL files are available. Because Grand Oracle would want to print his out. So I figured I would let you answer those questions, because you know far better than I. Well, good morning there in Belgium, Asno. It's pretty darn early there. Wow, it could be, it might be 4:30 in the morning there. That is quite early. Now, considering that I usually don't get to bed until these days, more like 7 o'clock or later, 4:30 is, that's almost more like a late dinner time for me now, which is not really how I want that to go. So yeah, Battlecraft. I was talking with Sectrix about a few things. Like since I paint so many metal figures that are gonna need the small holder, I was asking if it is possible to have one of the smaller holders still have at least some kind of a little area in there where I can chuck some weights in it, because again, all of our old GW fig, those are all metal, plus all of the metal dark sword figures. So again, these you're going to be seeing these a whole lot more, because they make stuff a lot easier to deal with. I will have to get used to them, right? Because just like what I'm doing here, I got my thumb sitting here, and then I got my finger on that thumb. So we'll have to use these for a while. Also, too, this one's a really big one. I think that's gonna be a little bit more like my normal Dead Reaper paint jars. Say there, Arda Michael. Yes, we are all Gothmog, are we not? We are all Gothmog. Arda Michael, if you wanted to share anything in the chat, please go ahead. Oh, same thing there, Velfira. Sorry if I forgot to mention that. Let me see. So Battlecraft, with the Lord of the Rings stuff, I have no choice. they're old, they're metal. And with the Dark Sword stuff, and well, also too the Reaper stuff, most Dark Sword and Reaper figures are metal. So that's I actually have. Let me see if I've got one of my weighted jars here. Yeah, so this one still has paint in it, and that's this is one for metal miniatures. So it's because it's got a little extra weight in the bottom of it. So hey there, Landrast. Happy Monday there, Landrast. So yeah, I guess it was earlier today. MTellies was streaming. Was that this morning, or was that earlier? It was around like in the afternoon. I think it was this morning, right? No, it was in the afternoon. You know what? I'm going to try and get a little bit of this light here on Mr. Skelly Friend. Again, we'll have to get used to maneuvering this thing around. What's nice is, I mean, it has a whole bunch of weight to it, which is really good. But I'm like, wow, that actually has a whole bunch of nice weight to it. So there's also some of these which go in here, and you can kind of stick your sub-assemblies on there if you want. I mean, I could do it with blue tack or whatever. So yeah, these there's square ones also too. So you can put these in there, and that's what you could attach the sub-assemblies to. Or you could attach your sub-assemblies and then to this bar, and that actually this again, this is huge for terrain pieces, but we're also trying to develop one that's got a bigger circle for things like not just our busts, but also things like this right here. So the idea would be, a big round platform here, so then I could actually attach something like this to a round platform on this right here. So instead of relying on clips and rubber bands, I just want to be able to actually just hot glue it right on there. So everybody please check out the link that Art and Michael just posted. So yeah, Uber Yeti, hey Valfira, if you post your dragon, then Uber Yeti will get a chance to see just how big some of the stuff we're talking about is. Like because each piece of that dragon, right, Valfira, is about 7-8 inches or so long, somewhere between 5-8 inches long. At least I think so. Now we're going to start doing a little bit of blending brush stuff here. Don't mind that some of the darker stuff gets picked up along with it. See that? See what that's doing there? See what that's doing there? So again, Battlecraft, really appreciate. It's been a need for a long time, Battlecraft, and by a long time I mean years, that I've been trying to figure. Okay, how in the world do we really try to find something that is going to work for terrain pieces and vehicles, right? Like this. That's a solid piece of resin right there, practically. 2 solid pieces of resin on the tracks. The turret is solid. Only the hull is hollow. So where does something like that go? Because basically all I've been able to do is pray that one of my heavier dead paint jars with enough weight in it is going to be and enough blue tack is going to be enough to hold that down. And again, everybody, thank you so much for the hype train. That is a big deal. Now again, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to do our Armada Monday, but we're playing off of a brand new video that I just put up on the Patreon page today. That's where we got all the snazzy references. We will be getting in the rusty stuff on there too. But just think, think about this. This was another one. This big old thing. Remember, he's metal. This big old thing was sitting on just one of those paint jars. So yeah, something like that is going to need a hefty amount of weight. So Valfira, is blue tack the mustard of the painting world for you? Yeah, it sounds like blue tack is more like mustard. Very dangerous substance. Very dangerous. Trying to get my brush down there for these. So again, Battlecraft, if you want to share your link every so often, if you want to share that, because I was sort of get kind of pushed around in the chat a little bit. So yeah, you want to share that again every so often, almost do a little bit of a refresh. That would be great, because, well, that would be much harder for me to do. So there it is. Oh, and by the way, there is a coupon code. Geez, sorry about that, Battlecraft. I'm like, why am I seeing my name there? Oh, it's just a highlighted message. No, that's because that's the coupon code. Like Badger Steinerres, if you use that, that's supposed to give you some money off of Steinerres, and also it's supposed to help me out. So yeah, I've never really been, I guess, too good about remembering those type of things. So my apologies there. Uber Yeti, that stuff sounds fun. Actually, it sounds like it would be pretty darn good for some home repairs too. And again, this is a home repair channel. And remember, we spent a goodly amount of time trying to figure out, okay, how in the world do we solve that situation with the basement there? I think that's had about 10 days now to cure. And I also put the rubber water seal stuff on top of that. Actually, 2 coats of that on top of it. Might even try a third tomorrow if I have time. Trying to find me a little more of the light right here. Some of that chainmail now on his armor too. We don't have really much of anything on there. This plate right there definitely needs some light on it. So do these. Such as it is. And his thumb here. Let's push that around a little bit. That plate should have some light on it too. Also here. So that's really kind of focusing in that blue light. And then we're going to start getting some of our greenish glow. But before we do that on the green side, we're gonna go in and do some of our rusty stuff there. How many times have we said with the object source lighting, begin with the object source lighting? That's what we did here. And, well, it's worked out pretty well. Because, well, most of this is just blue, right? Why would I sit there and paint a whole bunch of this only to say, oh, okay, now it's time to paint over all of that with object source lighting? No, maybe just start with it. Yeah, I think that's a better way to go. That's why the object source lighting, having this, well, remember, didn't I say once that my ideal army would have nothing but light sources all around it? So that it would take about 10 minutes to paint each figure? I mean, we may not be quite there, but how long of it? It's 43 minutes. Where? Here. So 43 minutes ago, here, let's spin him around here. That's what he looked like 43 minutes ago. So that sounds really cool there, Uber Yeti. Get a little bit more of that light there now on the chest. Let me see if I can do some more light right in there. A little more on that. Fine, we'll use this as a blending brush here. maybe just a touch on his. Not sure if that's his face or if that's more of a piece of armor there. Need to hit this again on this side. Other side will mostly be rust. So again, yeah, but definitely get in contact with Armored Wolf so that you can kind of talk a little bit about Ursa and get that figured out. And again, for the folks that are going to be at Dragon Con, booth 2707, 2709. That's going to be the Armored Wolf booth. Well, booths. You have to go there and you have to buy everything, because that way Armored Wolf will never get a chance to sleep again, which is, of course, the stated goal of the channel here. Let me try some way. And of course, Ryan, if you wanted to share your oil painting links again, now that we have more eyeballs, same thing there, Michael. If you want to post some more of your links there to Reapercon, please go ahead and do that. Now this, I'm just setting up some greenish glow there for the eyes on our horse. Good, we do have some floral green here. And that is going to go around the eye. You know what? How about we get a little bit of the phthalo green into that also? Like oh, there we go. Yeah. That is just about it. We'll do that here. No glow on our, because you can't see his eyes. They're completely covered by the visor, mask, whatever. You know what? Let me get a little drop of thinner on a couple of things like you. Also this. Maybe even that too. So everybody please check out the Instagram link that Ryan shared, and then please check out the link that Michael just shared, that Michael Paints Minis. Again, Michael is going to be doing classes at Repricon. You want to get into those and learn lots of stuff. Also, basically, kind of learn how to critique your miniatures as well. So, again, a lot of important information there in those classes. So go check that out. Now look at this. So here I'm holding this. It's almost like I've got like a like the handle of a lawn, like a garden hose or something, right? The little trigger on the garden hose. My finger goes here, whereas before I'd have to stick my finger on the paint jar or whatever. So, and also too, this thing is sitting on the table. Yeah, this container here, I'm holding it with my hand, but if I were to let go, it would just kind of fall over this way because it's actually touching the table right now. Whereas with the paint jars, obviously they're a lot shorter, so they essentially, it's got to be my hand that's actually touching the table. Okay, so there we're trying to establish again that green goal there. Sector X, yeah, these are, let's put it this way, you can get spoiled real quick by these. Again, after years and years of this, this is basically like going from a battery-powered scooter that's 30 years old to a Lamborghini here, so we'll eventually learn even more as we try these things more. Oh, and I will be doing a bust. It could be, it's either going to be this one or that other one you saw, Valfera. So it's either going to be this one or the other one that you saw, and again, we'll just be hot gluing that to the holder, and we are going to be, oh, do I have them here? I think, yeah. No, wait a minute, I think these are the ones. Yeah, I think these are the ones from, oh no, those are different ones. Well, we'll try those, and also the ones from, whatchamacallit, the folks that make those lights, the ones that we had at Adepticon. I'll have to locate those brushes, though. I just realized that. So now we've got that going. We're going to try and get a little more of the light here on this part of the crown. Okay, there we go. Sectorix. I think it would be good to do all of those test things and try them all out. I am definitely, obviously we like to test new things here. We're always trying new stuff, aren't we? There's the blending brush again. Right there. Don't need to hit that. I might put a little of it right there. So Valfera, that's what those other filming areas are for. There's no space for expanding the camera boom here. We are limited by the area, but that's I think Valfera, you saw that in that latest batch of pictures that I showed there. Oh yeah, speaking of which, here, and this will probably be the next Instapost here. Actually, let me get rid of that. That's just going to be a pain. Let me see if I can call up my pictures here of the terrain board. Let's see here. 1 second. We're just waiting for those to come up. Come on, where are they at? So yeah, that really, that was very fun. That's really our stable right there. It really looks like a stable now, doesn't it? Sectrix, I'm glad that you've had a bunch of folks trying them out, because, well, it's just like here, right? Once we had more folks trying the oil paints, it really made a big difference, right? You had Ryan and Grant Oracle and everybody trying out the oil paints, and the information that they found obviously accelerated all of the advancement here. So we appreciate Ryan, Grant Oracle, everybody that has tried the oil paints, gotten different brands, different colors, Doji, obviously, surface tension, all the folks that have been trying these out, because that's all been a big help, and again, helping us advance this whole endeavor here. Sectrix, I do believe that the handle works 75% better. Just like you can paint 75% faster, or no, sorry, 70% faster with the oils. Yes, I do believe that the paint handle also works 70% better with the oil paints. All kidding aside, it really does, because instead of me having to sit my hand on here, right, I can put it here. I've got this going. It's almost like I have a maul stick here. And again, this my finger is just, it's laying on the table here. So that nothing's going to be shaky shake right there at all. So that's a big deal. That is a very big deal, especially the bigger these things get, and we got some big stuff coming on the way. Again, like that boat there. That's going to be every bit as large, I think, as our Easterling terrain that we were working on. It's kind of like red. Everything goes faster, right? Yes, red makes everything go faster. I'm trying to break down a little bit of that indigo there. Got some of our Prussian blue here. Now we're going to try and find ourselves some edges here. Maybe get a little more dark back in a few spots, and then we've got to come back in with some of our rusty colors. We'll be doing that on the other side too. Not just doing this side. Even in here, there will be some of our rust color in there. So yeah, it's kind of, I just have basically two fingers holding it. This finger and my thumb, that's it. If I tried doing that with one of the paint jars, well, there would be, shall we say, strong metaphors being used if that were to happen. So again, just darkening that up. I'm going to deepen some of these shadows here. When in doubt, sometimes you just gotta make stuff darker. We'll grab Mr. Blending Brush there. Again, see the difference that makes. Also over here. Like this. Under here. Also over there. And now we're going to separate these armor plates here. Nice to see you there, Kino. I hope that you're doing well. So, Kino, great to see you. Happy Monday, of course. So see, there's a little more definition in there now. And look at this. See how that's not so shiny anymore? Okay, how's about we maybe try this, and we're gonna try and get some of our. No, we'll just use this. We'll use this. We're gonna work some of our rust in there. That's a fairly simple asphaltum and Mars red. Starting out with something a little bit darker here. It's sort of a pin line wash too, or pin line wash mostly. Let's see what we have here. That's gonna just let a chance to roll down into the crevices there. Uber Yeti, I guess if you want to shoot me a message or something like that, I could shoot you the address. Now we could give it a try here. So thanks, Kino. Appreciate that. So Kino, we just put this video up on the Patreon page, and now this is basically a color test figure. You can see some of the reference picture down in the corners, and then we also in that video you're going to see tons of AI images. I think I must have done 12, either 8 or 12 because it gives you them in batches of 4. So we might have done 12 images. In fact, there was 1 infantry and 2 of calves. So yes, there were 12 images overall that were put out. Again, trying to do some of the semi-glazy stuff here. Yeah, do that on these plates here, especially on the armor plates. And then if you saw on the other one where we did go back in with a little bit lighter stuff too. In here. Like that. More over here. Yeah, again, trying to really take advantage of the whole the AI thing there. It's a big advantage. Now we're gonna try and get some more of that on the shield over here, like that. More down there. Not on the bone, but there's a sword. Oh yeah, we can do that here too. Get some of the rust there, some of the rust here on that sword. We already did do the hand. Okay. Maybe a teensy bit of the rust right there. And now we can maybe start to think about some of the lighter green in there. So again, we don't want it to be as light as this. When I did a whole bunch of film noirs on that video, because here, oh wow, this is nice. I can do it. Look at the difference, right, between the actual source light there and how much dimmer that glow is. Now, where's my... See, and you can still see it here, even though that's got all of its shade. Even then, you can still see a dramatic difference there. Usually, Valfred, that doesn't show up so much, does it? But here, now it really is it's gonna make a big difference. Let's get back to our full-on color intensity there. Now this green is also a little bit on the it's a little bit on the dirtier side. It's we're not making it quite as robust as our usual floral green because again we don't want it to compete with that, do we? So we actually taken a little bit of the Mars yellow deep into this as well. And again, to just kind of grubby it up a little bit here. Now we've got a little bit of the radiant green for some more opacity. It shows all, does it not, Kino? It really does show. Oh, we're also, by the way, we are going to vary this. There will be some parts of this that are a cooler green. Yeah, we're going to go warmer to cooler green. What was interesting with the AI is that each of the references that it showed, the armor was completely different. So each image, the armor was absolutely different than what it was on the other 4 or other 3. And I'm just using the whatever it is, the Windows AI thing, Copilot. Yep, that's all I'm using. Just Copilot, nothing else. Now you might think this is a super light green. It actually is not a super light green. Believe me, this is maybe about a value 3 tops, whereas our lightest stuff on the blue lighting, that's all the way to a 1. But this is not really lighter than a 3. And I'm also allowing that to mix with some of the rust and corrosion because I just want it to be kind of ambient lighting. Think of like moonlight, right? People want the ambient moonlight effect or whatever. Well, you even saw it on that one of the pictures of the table there. Same thing. It kind of had that overall lighting. That's what we're going for here because that's what we're going to be doing on our terrain board. Again, very different from that to this. Also, too, hashtag no layers. We just plop that on there. And then we push this around, don't we? Same thing, we're going to just take away a little bit of the texture right there, not all of it. So see, we got some of our paint there. We'll just take that and manipulate it and push that around. Same thing here. Well, very appropriate that we're painting Minas Morgul when something wicked comes this way. That would be Wicked Minis. Wicked Minis, great to see it as always. Thank you so much for the raid. We got some more AI goodies here. Wicked Minis, yes, we got some more AI stuff. AI assisted color scheme development. So this is, let's see, 1 hour, 4 minutes ago, this guy, he looked like that. That's what he looked like. And what we're trying to match is this color scheme that we developed with those references you see down on the bottom, plus these right here. So we've got, I think it was a dozen references that were a couple of different cavalry types and a bunch of infantry. So with the rusted armor and the greenish glow. So everybody please give Wicked Minis a follow. We're also testing out for the first time. Well, again, you notice a bit of an upgrade here, right? Empty dead paint jars. Oh, look, a painting handle. That is from Battlecraft Supplies. Miniatures are from Kerr's Look. Basing bits from Zabavka and Zabavka and Make It Epic, like usual. So Wicked Minis, as always, you want to share something in the chat, please go ahead and do that, of course. Now, here was our original Minas Morgul scheme, but what I thought was, when I did this Castalian, I liked the glowy stuff, and I thought, well, since my entire Minas Morgul terrain board is going to be glowing, and I mean, seriously, it's going to be this is my Rohan board here, but Not is it going to be only painted with the source lighting, but it's also going to have all of these lights in it like so. So there's some moonlight. See the warm lights there. So yes, everybody please check out Battlecraft Supplies. Look at this. Chuck some of that green on there. Take this brush, push that around. Now I've got myself a little something on there without spending a whole bunch of time doing a bunch of layers. Hashtag no layers. How's about hashtag that? So everybody please check out the Instagram link that Wicked Minis shared, and please, of course, give Wicked Minis a follow if you could. Now we'll try to get some a little lighter here perhaps with the warmer green just in a couple of places, basically the metal, because I also want to get that cooler green in there too. So yeah, just a few places that we are going to bring out here again on the metal. So Wicked Mini, I'm sure that you had a blast on stream. Everybody please give Wicked Minis a follow if you could. Now Wicked Minis, do you have how many more streams do you have coming up this week? I know sometimes schedules can vary because, well, life things happen. So I'm glad that was really fun. Take my blending brush. Hashtag no layers. Let me see if I can do some also lighter green stuff here. We got the crazy little chain here. We got that little hand. We will, I guess we'll have to maybe do some blood effects on these guys too. You know what? I think that should actually get to be a little bit lighter there. Nice to see you again, Plankwalker. I hope that Monday has been a fun day for you. Probably not so fun, but you never know. And well, happy Tuesday for folks where it's already Tuesday. We still got ourselves 45 minutes of Monday here, so can't appreciate all the folks taking the time to be with us here in the chat. You know what? I'm going to let a little bit more of the warm green get onto that. Also a little more here, maybe. Blending brush. You see how some of the reddish colors are getting mixed into that? Because we wanted that sort of a sickly green glow, right? We don't want it to be too light. We don't want it to rival our actual light source there. Phthalo green. This is where we're trying to maybe do something a little bit on the cooler side with our greenish glow. Phthalo green certainly going to help with that. And of course, too, we are going to be getting some more of our rust color in there. So where are we at here? 1 hour, 10 minutes ago. This was a paint-free object. It was just primer. There was no paint on there whatsoever. No lights, no darks, no source lights, no nothing. And this is, again, what helps make that happen so fast, where we just plop the paint on there, grab that other brush, and then we just push it around. I think we'll try to get our somewhat lighter green a little bit here on that stirrup before we come back with some of the rust color and enhance that some more. So even that, toning that down maybe a little bit. Blending brush again, that was a little more, so we take some of it away. Now in there, I want that to be more ambient, yeah, not the greenish colors, because I'm thinking the shield might just cast a wee bit of a shadow on that. Okay, that's more of an overall glow as opposed to a very specific glow like the spear over here, which we need to get some lights over on that. We did it on this side, not on that side. That's why we have to go back and do lighter stuff anyway, so let's wait on that. Let's do more of this here. Nice to see you there, Doji. Happy Tuesday for you there. So Doji, if you would like to share some stuff in the chat there, I know you have some things you can share. So Doji, we did employ the fluorescent blue here, but it really is, it's as much a temperature thing. Oh, and Doji, there's a video for that, because this video just went up on the Patreon page minutes before I started the stream. Everybody please check out the Instagram link that Doji just shared. Some fabulous oil painted miniatures. You know what, we're just, again, here we're kind of just stippling that on there. And it's something, oh, it's one of the first of the new Fawn minis. So again, please check that out from Doji. Well, again, that's some of our cooler greens that are going on this here. We'll use this as a blending brush still. Because I'm still going to want to get in here with a decent amount of our rust. So I see we plopped a little bit of the cooler green, and now we're just going to take this and just kind of manipulate that, push it around. So in this case, this miniature is from Kurzlook, and the basing bits are from Zabavka, and the printing goes ever on. Yeah, Doji, I hope that it's very helpful. It's and there's really nothing super fancy about it. It is just well, contrast is more than just light versus dark, but sometimes it is. And there's a number of film noirs in that video. I know I did at least 3 of them. Trying to catch a little. You know what? That's the other thing I've been doing, is going with the ice blue here because it's very neutral. Again, that we like to call it radiant indigo. Catching some of our light down here on his foot. Lots of metal there. Well, there's more chainmail down there. This also should be lighter. And then I don't want to do too much of this because I think I want to get back at this with our Mars red and some of our other corrosion colors. He's got all his little chompers there. Blending brush that's a little too intense. We take some of that away. And again, this is from Kurzlook Miniatures. Try to lighten up you just a little there. Now on his face, I think we definitely want to have some more of the light here. Is this going to be... Yeah, that's okay. That's small enough. Okay, extra little bit of light there also on that. Push it on here again. That's the ice blue. That's one of the richest in colors. A string of somewhat lighter tones down there. Hey there, Elite. How you doing? Happy Tuesday for you there, Elite. Now, is there any of that on this side that we're going to do? A little bit up there and just a hint of it there. Now on this, on the shield here. So remember, typically Kurzlik is going to try and give you different weapon options. Different options for heads, shields. It's almost like, imagine, Middle-earth figures, but they're made, they're almost made more like guardsmen or something, where you can have different war gear, different heads, different whatever. Catching a little more light on these spikes here. Gotta do it on this side there. So I'll get that. Not as light as what's going on with the blue. And of course we have one of our brand new fabulous holders here. So Valfira, the Endanthrin blue has been a nice one. What is that? The Puro orange, also been very nice. This the ice blue, that's I think this is definitely a favorite here. I haven't had a chance to try out. I only did the Rose Matter once, so we'll see if that's it's still a valuable color or if it's just kind of situational. We just tested the Van Dyke Brown from Richardson, remember, and that it was almost more like a staining burnt umber type color, which regular burnt umber doesn't do. So that's what made it a little bit handy. So thanks, Elite. Yeah, I don't know if you again had a chance to see the video, but the video definitely shows a whole bunch more of our references there, and I'll try to have more of them up on the screen. It's just like with our werewargs, right, where we did some tests. Now, how's about we get some of that lighter rust in here? Let's do that. So yeah, now of course a lot of these are pricier, like the Puro orange, the Endanthrin blue. Now I guess I'm just gonna have to get some, but there is a Richardson, the SS Fulton apparently. So I have to find that. I've been trying to use the Blick portal there, but it just kind of keeps a lot of 404 errors from that for whatever reason. Don't know why. Now on the sword here, we do need some things that have a little bit more of a glint to them. See what we can do on our little skelly friend down here. So I mean, in some ways this is almost like Color Test Figure 2.0. Because there's a decent amount going on with the base, even more than the other one. Jiminy, how you doing? Great to see you there, Jiminy. Let me see. Yeah, Doji, I do wish that they didn't have all that thinner in them, for sure. That is definitely kind of a bummer, is all that extra, not thinner, the linseed oil. Because, Doji, we can always add that ourselves, right? So Jimmy, now I do have, I have the new book coming. And I've got just the character figures and one set of the Karen Doom warriors. That's it, because I literally have better 3D printable files than the miniatures that they're releasing. So like the Argadir, the one that's coming up from Diwali, is so much better than their Argadir. I mean, it's almost like GW is making bad copies of Diwali miniatures. It's pretty scary. Never quite thought it would reach that point, but that's kind of where we're at. I do believe there is no such thing, Doji, as too much, right? No such thing as too much. Well, actually there is. You don't want too much paint on the miniature. That's why we've been kind of doing the dry brush oriented stuff, right? So that it keeps the amount of paint down. And you're using the blending brush too. I mean, here, this still has some of our floral green on it. And you see what I'm doing there. I'm just taking that and pushing that around. So this is from Kurzlook right here. This one is the Printing Goes Ever On. So Kurzlook, Printing Goes Ever On, Diwali, Medbury Miniatures. I mean, here's that's a Denethor there from the Printing Goes Ever On. Actually, there's the Dark Queen Schmaladriel from Printing Goes Ever On. There's also Dandelion and Middle Earth. And Dandelion and Middle Earth does really fabulous stuff. So it's Dandelion and Middle Earth, also 3D printable. And and again, Medbury Miniatures, that's our Corsairs. Also Printing Goes Ever On. Now, we'll say that, say, Kurzlook, we were talking before, right? Kurzlook tries to make sure that you've got a whole bunch of options for war gear. Oh, and all of our camels, right? Let me see if we can... Oh, and half trolls, yes. Instead of all those nasty metal half trolls, we've got the Printing Goes Ever On half trolls. So much better. We were painting those in the last stream, I think. Plus, these guys also make terrain. So there's that too. So you even can get yourself some terrain. Trying to work in get a little bit of the green out here. Not too much. There's my blending brush. There you are. So again, great to see you as always, Elite, of course. So Elite, there's no footy until I believe September 5th, 6th, whatever, that weekend, but college football season begins for real this coming Saturday. So great rejoicing in Wappelville as college football season begins. It's that wonderful time of the year. I'm going to try and put a little light on the edge of that there. So see you later there, Doji. Again, hopefully your Tuesday is going to be pretty mellow. Hoping for a mellow Tuesday for you. Now, okay, you know what? Let's stop messing around with the green here. Let's get some of our lighter, warmer rust color. You can see it here, right on this one. Again, that one is from the Printing Goes Ever On. Now, Mars red for the most part. I will throw a little bit of the Mars yellow in there also. Now this is not so much of a pin line wash, just keep that in mind. And we'll try to really focus on metal parts here that would be sort of rusty. Let's get some of that on the shield here too. You can see how that's allowed to kind of mix and integrate together with those greens. Okay, I'm just trying to get my reference on the screen a little bit better there. Down here on the feet, the stirrup.
Who enters my domain?
Let's welcome in Night Whisperer. Thanks for the raid, Night Whisperer. How are you doing? Everybody please give Night Whisperer a follow. So Night Whisperer, we have another AI-assisted color scheme here. Now, the one thing I did forget to type in the parameter is glowing blue weapons. I might even try it one more time just to see what comes up. But, yeah, who knows, that could have been really interesting. So I'll have to give that a try. So again, that's some more AI-generated references from this video, which just went up on the Patreon page today. More of our rust color there. Where's that other sword? Here it is. Gonna get like a little bit of that Naphthol Scarlet in there. All the way down into there, and let's get some of that on the back. Now up here. So Night Whisperer, if you want to share some stuff in the chat, things you've been working on. I just finished the stream, so you'd have to really hustle over to that photo booth. But if you got some work in progresses ready to go, please pop those in. So great to see you there, Moonlight Minis. Yes, indeed, another new color scheme here. And this one is based on the terrain, whereas our Easterlings, the terrain is based on the figures. Here we're switching this around to base the miniatures on the terrain, which is funny because I haven't had a chance to paint the terrain yet. Well, I put the spray paint on there. I did that. Should be some of that over here again. Just trying to get some of that rust out here in a few places, a few critical areas. And not a ton of it either. That's almost more of a pin line wash right there. Might let a little bit of it work its way down in there, but I can kind of get away with that more where we've got the greenish stuff on the armor here. Okay, yeah, again, more of that rust here. Also, too, we are using the new, well, not necessarily new for me, but the Battlecraft miniature holders. This is the larger one. Where's that smaller one? That's over here. So there's the small one right there. All right, we'll see you later there, Uber Yeti. As always, thanks for being here. Oh, you know what's funny is on some of the references, especially the Cav, it put rust on the horses too. That was humorous. Yes, it actually did put some rust on the horses. So that is the one, again, that's the one parameter I've kind of forgot to type in, is the glowing blue weapons, but I'll type that in there and let's see what happens. I'll just, leave all the same parameters and then just change that one. And sometimes it can have a massive difference. Sometimes it doesn't really make much difference. And again, it showed me several different types of armor and stuff for the knights, which was really, that was pretty good. I really liked that. Because each of these guys is very different, the way their armor is and the horse and such. So letting a little bit of the Naphthol Scarlet work its way into that. Where's my... Here, let me get a little bit of the orange into some of our rust here. Some of the lightest rust now. Everywhere? No. Definitely not everywhere. And sometimes the lightest orange actually and the darkest recesses is actually better. Like there, it just kind of shows that I guess you could say the corrosion is kind of transferring to the shield, I guess. Let's see if we can get a little bit more of this light on there. And let me see what... we're 93 minutes in. Oh, and a level 3 hype train. Yep, 93 minutes ago and a level 3 hype train. This had a grand total of 0 paint on it. Nothing. You know what? I'm going to get me a little bit more of my rust color down there. Also over here. Now I need to get some all the way up there. Not so much on that blue over there. I think we... Was it the enemy of good is better? Yeah. Usually the mortal enemy of good, the eternal enemy of good is better. We do need more of our orange rust down here on the sword. Like that. That might have been too late, so we'll go back a little bit here. Nice to see you there, Rocket. So, Rocket, happy Tuesday. We still got 20 minutes of Monday here, but happy Tuesday to you. So, we're working on a new color scheme. This was the video we just put out, and now we're going to try and do as many of these different poses and such with that same color scheme. Remember, the original Morgul Knights were more like this. These are the old GW ones here. So be pleased. Oh, and also too, yeah, we've got these from Battlecraft. Now, where's my one here that, there we go. So again, there's a couple places you can take this off, put a different rig on here. Also, magnet there. That's a place for weights, right? Maybe nuts and bolts. I put pennies and sand in there. And that's actually what I'm just going to do for all of these is pennies and sand. Because I get the weight, and then the sand obviously keeps things from rattling around in there. Well, Rocket, that sounds fun. You know we love the texture bowers. I would be baking Sculpey if it wasn't 96 out there today. So yeah, there's been that's been another change of plans from what we were originally going to be doing this week. It's changed what I was going to do for the videos, that's for sure. Because I actually needed to bake more Sculpey for both of the next army painting series. So we will wait until it is not 96 degrees, and we will bake more Sculpey. Texture roller Sculpey, plain Sculpey, really thick Sculpey. But yeah, we got ourselves a baked Sculpey shortage going on. I literally used a tiny last bit of it for this video on these guys. That's basically it. There's a few little tiny crumbs left. That's it. So again, you see we're getting more of our rust on that shield there. Rocket, that sounds fantastic. If you want to share that in the chat so folks can see that and maybe check it out for themselves, that would be glorious. And of course, Rocket, you want to share any of the stuff you're doing. Sorry about that, meant to say. And again, these are from Battlecraft Supplies, so go check out the Etsy link, I believe, that was just posted not terribly long ago. Because I've never used a paint holder in my life. All I've ever used, again, was we just had to MacGyver stuff like this for years and years. And it has not taken long to kind of get used to having this, let me tell you. I mean, this is very fun. It's like a mall stick out here. So for folks that are painting oils, something like this could be hugely helpful. So instead of sticking your hand on the miniature all the time, where there's paint, and again, the only reason that's a bad thing is, it's potentially going to get on your finger and then transfer to somewhere else that you don't want it to go, because you know that how it is. It's going to go somewhere you least want it to. Night Whisper, I have one tiny one of theirs. I think it was in the prize support from the Resin Beast, but massive ones like this, and also here, let me show you this. Here we are. So we will be getting to these, I promise. That's a big old boat. I mean, that's for scale. So that's just one half of that boat right there. So yeah, there's some big stuff headed this way. Also, too, I've got more of the Sneaky Snakes. Technically, I think I have 9 of these printed out. And guess what? We're going to need a big old holder for that, right? Because they're all on 50 by 100s. So yeah, the ones from whatchamacallit, they tend to be this actually smaller than this even. So that's a small one there. So everybody, please check out the listing there that Rocket just posted. That's the Etsy thing where you can get some of those nifty rollers. I need to get a little more of the rust and corrosion on. Well, I guess you could say that's a crown, sort of. So you can see how that's starting to emerge, right? That rust wasn't before. Now it is. So yeah, Night Whisperer, that's a big old bar like this. Right there, and again, you can see how big that is, right? And there's other little, there's an attachment that can go on here, right, for resting your finger. But for me, this is just fine right here. Oh, and by the way, 1 hour 40 minutes ago, that had no paint on it. It was, yep, it was a whole lot like that right there. That's all it was. Now I might, we'll see, I might try to hit this guy tonight. Again, we'll have his sword doing the glowy thing. Because glowy things. Back to our light green here. Breaking this down one more time here. Because, yeah, we need to get some sharper edges on this armor. We have only kind of soft, smushy edges there. That's not really going to make it be like metal, is it? So we're going to try and get some nice, harder edges on that where we can. Also, we've got the glow here from the eye. We might have to lighten that up a little more too, yeah, to make that stand out. So yeah, Night Whisper. The idea is, again, I should have typed in glowing blue weapons too, but that's some of more of the AI stuff. And the idea, it was this one Castalian, and I think actually we painted these on stream. And I saw that and I thought, you know what? That might be interesting because my terrain is going to have all that green glow on it here. At Night Whisper, that's the multiple light source thing. Not only is it really fun, but it's it takes less time. I know people think that, oh man, anything that's object source that's going to take more. Again, this is an hour and 42 minutes and a level 3 hype train. So just think of it that way. There's also been a multi-level hype train too. So it's really been almost more like an hour and a half of actual paint time. And that base is not exactly a simple base either, is it? So I'm not saying, I'm just saying right here. Let me get some of our ambient green glow going in a few more places there. This is also a cooler green glow. We're trying to change that up as much as possible here. I mean, even this is obviously a much smaller one, but the two light sources and then the ambient stuff in between. And also too, doing the dark martial here with the glowing blue sword. So Pompeii and Rome. Well, Rocket, I guess the nice thing is that you can print it however big or small you want. That's the nice thing about the printable texture rollers. Actually, Rocket, I'll have to try and find that because, well, as you can see, this is the Roman texture roller from Green Stuff World. It's really fantastic, but there's lots of very identifiable Roman bits on there. And if you don't want that to be the case, right, it's a little bit difficult to, you have to kind of manipulate what you've rolled out, right, and kind of, I don't want to say throw parts of it away, but there's definitely parts of that roller you got to sacrifice. A little more light here on the Skelly friend down there. Maybe a little bit of something here on the sword, because the sword handle wouldn't necessarily have a bunch of rust on it. I'm going to try and get a little bit of the green glow out here. You know, I might even take this as a mega blending brush there. Usually we're looking for the micro blending brush. Now this is where I just let that mix into the rust color that's already there. Because they haven't done a whole lot with the front of the horse yet. You know what? That could still be light over there. Oh, that's right. We still have to get their latest light on the actual lance anyways. So we'll do that here. Yeah, we never did get the latest stuff on this side either. Also up there. You know, I'll let that spread a little bit past down to there. You know what? I'm gonna go more towards the radiant blue here, I think. Right on the top of this. Now for that lightest light, like you do. Some of that here. And now over here we got I think we need some shininess to the metal, which means we try to capture a few of these edges here. And I think that the light does reach almost over to there. This actually has a bit of texture on it. Might still want to get some of my rust color in there. Now that's pretty light here, what I've got on the brush. There is still a little bit of the blue in there, but not a whole bunch. Again, because it is reflecting this light right here. Where's our Saruman? This is speaking of Diwali, that's from Diwali right there. And they do scenes like this. So the new Argadir, he's actually kind of trampling an orc. And that's all part of the file, too. Alright, look at this. Here. A little more there. What else are we doing? More of our light along there. From, yeah, you know what, that does reach down there. I'm going to say that it does. Onto this little skelly here. Maybe even that one too. And oh, by the way, this is these are also done as a basing video. So this one, all the other ones. Now here I was using the texture plate from Green Stuff World, but on a lot of them, we were using the Make It Epic basing skeletal bits like this. Back to our light along this edge to make that sharper. But not too light. I probably will be coming back in here to add maybe some shadow colors in there too. But I'm just looking at this. I don't even need my little flashlight to tell me that should probably be lighter. But there's tons of options for these things. Again, we're going to do this. So actually, that should get some of the blue over there too. We can... This is the nice thing about this method, right? So we spend the first maybe half an hour or whatever setting everything up, and then all the rest of the time is just taking advantage of that setup, right? And then doing all of the snazzier stuff that shows up more. And of course, things must be messy before they can be neat. That is in the book of Wappel. And this certainly did start out very messy, right? With just some of the nasty old dry brush. And then we did those pin line washes on it. That also, then they all of a sudden became super shiny and were looking kind of weird. Then it wasn't shiny anymore. Then we put started getting our lighter colors on there. Then the rust. I need to. There we go. That's another weird little funky edge there. Creating not just some dark there, but also sharpening the edge. And if it is supposed to be metal, why would the edge be like it's the same as, say, cloth or skin? We need that harder edge, and that's what we're trying to get along the armor. Here, the saddle, there. Probably darken you down a little bit there too. Now they were, there's been a few podcasts that have been, I guess, showing off the new, what do I call it there, some of the new rules for MESBG. Those must have leaked or something. Because Last Alliance and Noobs and Men, I think Great Bear Gaming, some of the MESBG folks, they were putting out a few videos kind of talking about the different profiles. I've only seen a few of them. I think they did cover Argadir, that was one. And then the new orc that can steal war gear. Yeah, let's do some more of this. Okay, with the lighter green here. Where it does not wipe away the rest. We don't want to do that. Did we get... Okay, yeah, we can get that lighter. So a nifty thing again about Kurzlik is that there's a bunch of different shield types. Generally, he makes at least six to eight different shield types. Medbury Miniatures does the same thing. Printing Goes Ever On. Now, what Printing Goes Ever On does is they have the customizer thing. So what you can do is you go into the customizer and you basically build a miniature. You would build this in the customizer. You say, okay, take this weapon, take this shield, this head, whatever, put those on there. And then what it does is it exports the files. It doesn't it doesn't put them all together and print them like that, but at least you have the files that you need instead of looking for them and then printing them out. Now for me, I find it a whole lot easier to just print out an entire sprue or build plate of just heads and weapons and shields and all that other kind of stuff. So that's pretty much what I do for stuff like Kurzlik, or even Printing Goes Ever On, where there's just vast numbers of weapon types, like for our Far Harad, where some have clubs, some have the blowpipes, some have a spear. So instead of being stuck with a Mahud rider that has just a spear, you can make them have anything you want, right, Denethor? Where's our new guy? There it is. Let's break out the new one for you, Denethor. How you doing? It's very toasty. So nice to see you there, Denethor. Happy Tuesday. So Denethor, great rejoicing in Wappelville because the doggies did manage to win that game. So that secured their spot in September. So they will be playing finals footy with that big win over Greater Western Sydney. And Denethor, we're also we're trying out these nifty new, look at this, right? A little bit different than this. Oh, and Denethor, I don't know if you saw, this went up on the Patreon page right before I started the stream. And obviously we're kind of executing that same color scheme here. And I tested it out. These holders will work for terrain pieces and a lot of the other larger stuff. So yay for that. That's good, because again, that fills a major need. Now, what about what's going on here? Do we have any of our regular ambient green light reflected on this? Not so much. Let's see if we can maybe put some in. Of course, Denethor, if you want to share some stuff in the chat, please go ahead. Sorry if I did not ask already. Boy, oh boy, sorry there, Armored Wolf. I don't know what it is about extra. And they're very old-timey, right? I mean, this is what they used to be like in the early days. So, sorry you gotta waste extra time doing that, Armored Wolf. So, if everybody should compensate Armored Wolf by, again, well, you don't have to wait for Dragon Con. You could just go to Armored Wolf Etsy shop and buy lots and lots of fabulous leather goods there too. Thanks, Denethor. Well, the original, and this is from Army Painter Series 7, that was the original Morgul Knights. It was one of the first oil painting series we did. How's about we welcome in Irdican Games. Irdican Games, how you doing? Everybody, please give Irdican Games a follow if you can. So, Irid, thanks for being here. Thank you so much for the raid. And of course, Irid, if I know you can't always share things in the chat because sometimes it needs to be a little bit private there, or it can't. It's for sculpting work for somebody, or you've got your own system that you're working on. You want to kind of keep that under wraps there. So Irdican Games only needs 5 more follows to get to 500. 500, yes indeed. Everybody please do that. So maybe we could do a hype train for Irdican Games. Yes indeed. Oh, no problem there, Irid. No problem. Now I might skedaddle off and get replenish the medicine supply because we had that level 3 hype train, and that we kind of went through our medicine pretty quickly there, so we might be going to get some more. Also, make sure we have ourselves a supply of cough drops too. I'm going to try and get that a little more light on this skelly friend down here. Maybe still something more on these guys down here. Hey there, Irdican Wife, how you doing? So Irdican Wife, I know you can share your Pinterest links there, so if you want to do that, that'd be fabulous. So again, happy Monday / Tuesday. We are 5 minutes into Tuesday now. 5 minutes into Tuesday. Everybody check out that Discord link that Denethor just posted. So Denethor, thanks for doing that. Appreciate it. Now we're going to add ourselves maybe some cracks over here. Go something like that. Maybe a little something here too. Okay. So Jiminy, thank you so much. Jiminy, appreciate that. Thanks for being here, of course. And again, Jimmy, hopefully that info helped a little bit. Yeah, for sure. So hopefully, maybe see you on Thursday. I mean, we'll see if we can do our normal Thursday stream. We might. I don't know. I might maybe sneak in a Wednesday one before Thursday. Kind of depends. Let's see. Experimenting with how to paint the weird flame fire. Yeah, Denethor, that definitely is a challenge. That is no small challenge there. So again, everybody please check out the link that Denethor just posted. Yeah, so Dandelion in Middle-earth, Diwali, Medbury Miniatures, Printingo Zebron, of course, Kurzlook right here. There's also other ones like Navarrete Studio. Now, the range is somewhat more truncated, but Navarrete Studios is another one that does like super glorious versions of the figures. Yeah, it's shocking just how much better they are than the GW sculpts. I mean, they're just orders of magnitude better. That's gonna have a little violet on it there. Yeah, I'm actually using my really light yellowy green to highlight that sort of sickly violet color, because we can do that. So good night there, Itiken Games. Appreciate the raid. Thanks for being here. Again, everybody please give Iridican Games a follow. Actually, Irid, are you any closer to your 500? Here's hoping that you are. Everybody check out the Pinterest link also too that Iridican Wife posted. And please give Iridican Wife a follow while you're at it. Lighten you up a touch more here on that helmet. Yeah, okay, and there, and maybe also too on the armor here. We've got the rust there, but we need some more light stuff there. So again, 2 hours ago, this was a paint-free object. Yes, there was 0 paint on this. That's all been done in the last couple hours. And again, that is with a level 3 hype train. So we appreciate all of the bits and the subs, because those really do make a big difference. Let me see. I'm gonna go. Oh, yeah, I might just take the rust color there. See what I can do. Adjust some of the rust color. Also, too, we need some a little lighter back in there. Let me try this. There's some of our rust. Much lighter. I'm gonna try and get that into a couple areas here too. And again, the new holders here have been working very, very nicely. Again, for weight, I just used the counterweight in the bottom. I just used sand and some pennies. The sand sort of fills in the gaps, and then that way the pennies don't rattle around and make all kinds of noise. That would not be good on a stream or in a video, so yes, we prevent that via the use of the, again, a little bit of sand in there, so we get the weight from the metal. Creating more of our light here. Again, that's lighter rust. Oh, that's right. There's we do have armor on the hand, on the glove part there, so also trying to get a little bit of a rust here on that side of the shield. Now that has a whole bunch of nothing. We're not going to have any of the green on there, right? Because that would be blocked. What I will do is actually go back to some of this lighter, almost violet color here. Now I'm going to take me some of that yellow and some of the black, and hopefully that's going to make a little different kind of green there. We've got ourselves a blending brush that all starts to blend together there. There is still some of our that little bit of glaze stuff that we did, right? That was kind of our second stage. After we kind of blocked in, dry brushed in the lighter, well, basically the source light stuff. No, that would be blocked from that, so that foot's not going to get the blue light. And again, here you can see it's subdued compared to right there. Let me see if I can't take my dark here. Put some cracks in this as well. I mean, it's broken up on top there, so how would there magically be no cracks? Hey there, Sarge. Great to see you there, Sarge. Thank you so much. So, Sarge, I'm really looking forward to using some of these new holders on vehicles. Now, again, whether it's going to be, I almost said Kings of War, whether it's going to be bolt action sized or whether it's going to be Flames of War sized, like this little guy here. Either way, be really nice having those on the holders. In this case, it's clipped on there, but in the case of our terrain, it'll most likely be hot glued on there. So Sarge, will you be able to spend all of your time at, I almost said Adepticon there, at ReaperCon, or is it gonna, because I know, let's see, the last time you tried to go there, right, you had to drive Mrs. Sarge quite a ways. So hopefully you'll be able to just kind of be there for all of it this time. Again, I know you wanted to get the Tigray done, but actually, Sarge, I would just like you to be, I know you wanted to just be there, just kind of see folks and maybe just enjoy the vibe there. Oh, geez, you just reminded me there, Rocket. I have a ton of Loot Studios stuff that needs to get printed. Yes, tons of Loot Studios stuff. Holy smokes. Like a shocking amount of Loot Studios. I was able to get, I didn't realize this, but if you are, since Loot Studios is one of the very first ones I ever signed on to, their Patreon page in 2020, I didn't realize they had 4 years worth of these credits built up. So I was able to secure some files, basically things that I didn't have, because even some of those were before I signed on or whatever. So that was pretty nice. I'm really curious as some of them are actually terrain pieces, because you can never have too much terrain. I mean, if you only have a few hundred terrain pieces, you need a few hundred more. That's how it goes. You know what? I'm going to try to put a little more of the lighter blue on our skelly right there. And then I'll touch more on that. The crack that's over here. I got me a blending brush still. I'm going to tone that down a little. So Rocket, I don't think I've ever seen them do a texture roller, so I think you found something unique there. I don't think they've ever done a texture roller. So So yeah, Sarge, I'm just glad you can do that. I know it's not ideal, but nothing's been even close to the ideal, right, Sarge? So I hope there's one other. Let me try this. Yeah, when in doubt, make things darker. Let me take some of my Prussian blue here and some of the floral blue. We're talking about darks here. You know what? Maybe we're better off with some. Yeah. Okay. Now there we go. See that? I'm actually gonna go a little further. I'm gonna get some of the indigo here. Let me see what that's gonna do. See, we got this dark right up here, and then all of a sudden it was almost like just middle tone and somewhat light color there. So there, now we got our shadow in there. Now I then come back with the lightest light on this. Back to our lightest light here. On the armor right along here. Let me see if we can make this work. So there. Right along there. Now this, the miniature here is from Kurzlik. The basing bits are Make It Epic Basing and also Zabavka. So this is the these right at the, well, it's actually, if you could post the link again. So again, these are from Battlecraft Supplies. And this is the larger holder. Nifty thing here is, again, you can undo it here to put a different rig on the top, and then here on the bottom, well, you got the magnet. Even the small ones have the magnet thing, but you see you can put weight in there. So I put sand and pennies in mine. Yeah, just literally sand and pennies. And actually, Sarge, I tested it. I have, it's the same larger holder here. I actually have one of the ships on there, like the 28mm ships. Yes, that was a good test of the counterweight and just how big of a thing it can hold. Now let me try to get another little bit of light on that. Now I need to try and get some of my darker rust color, because all we have in there is mostly just our glaze, that darker glaze that we did. This is also going to be another color contrast. See that? Right in there. I'm going to try and get a little bit of that in here. Just a little bit. So thank you so much, JSTF. I appreciate that. JST Jeff, thank you so much. Just Jeff. Meet Just Gandalf. So it's Gandalf the Grey. It's not just Gandalf. It's like, how about Gandalf the Dead? It's like, well, see that Balrog over there? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, that's about to happen. Spoiler alert. Thank you so much for that follow. Just Jeff. Let's see what happens with our big Gandalf sick. Oh, we had 2 of these in a row last stream. Okay. This is what he's always trying to avoid. Should he mention pipeweed at any time, that tends to be the snake eyes roll there. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that tends to happen. So thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. So well, we did get to our 88. Of course, that happened offline. We didn't get a chance to celebrate on our stream there, but thanks to everybody for all the follows, because, well, now we're at 88-89. And of course, thanks to Armored Wolf 2 for basically enduring every single second of every single stream here. Oh my goodness. So yes, everybody, a big Thank you to Armored Wolf. Stream does not happen without Armored Wolf. Once again, trying to squeeze in a little bit of that rust down in there. This thing, I'm gonna see if I can't. We got like this weird rust. Okay, there we go. We had to kind of combine those together. Now, ooh, let me try something here. The Oracle of the Flashlight. Aha. We do need a little bit more of our blue in here, and it's gonna be on the leading edge of the armor. And I think I will try the radiant blue mixed with the fluoro here. So not necessarily the lightest of the blue, but I'm looking at this. We need to get at the... Well, look at this. Now that's not something I can do with the paint. The little paint jars is hang on to this part. Again, I said at the beginning, this was going to take some getting used to. Here, I'm just going to move this out of the way here. And now I can put this where you can see it and where I can get to it. Because I was just looking at this and it's like, yep, that needs to get our blue there. So we're going to do a little change-ola here. I was wondering why the front of that was just looking a little weird. That would be why. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to change that other side. We are going to make that darker. I just didn't think that the light actually reached in that far, but it does. So let's change this side now. I don't know, Van Dyke Brown. Maybe some of the asphaltum here. Again, I'm just going to hang on to it from here now. And as we put this dark in there, that light that we put on it, boy, that really made a big difference there. Put some more this way here. And if you use the, was that the discount code Wappelius, I believe that's a discount code there. Sorry if I forgot that. Again, there's one for StynoRes too. All of these, literally these, I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, there's been a discount code for StynoRes all this time. I just kind of keep forgetting about it. Because Ken's like, so do you know? I've noticed that you never use that discount code that I gave you, because he's like, well, I would have to give you stuff back, but since you don't use the code, nobody uses it. So yes, there is a StynoRes code. Let me see if I can't get a little bit, none of the rust coat, but I'm going to try and take here the asphaltum and get some of the white in there. If I can, yeah, let me just grab a little bit of this. We use this a lot of time, well, ironically enough, on our horses. But I want to use that for getting some brown here on the horse's barding, and then maybe something on the horse too. Like here. I think it means I need to go, whoops, maybe not that light. Let's take some of that away. And put some of that here now. Some of that here on the horse. I mean, you can't see much of it, but put a little bit on that hoof there. Blending brush again. This is how we're able to do, we like to call it blind blending. To blend in a place that's very difficult to get to normally. So even over here, maybe I'll get some of this into that green. because I don't really want to have too much of the rust color on things like the cloth on the horse there. Gotta figure out what we're doing on this side. I will probably take the flashlight to this and see if there's any areas of the blue we either need to enhance or tone down. I don't know if I really want to do too much more light stuff on that blue there, because then that's going to reduce the effect that our, I'm just going to do this at least. I'm going to do that. We are going to get some of this brown over here on that. Sort of dirty things up there a little bit. Something there. Okay, and I might try to do, yeah, ice blue on the chain stuff here, because this will maybe be where some of the rust kind of gets chipped away, right, Sakaya? How you doing? Oh, hi, Sakaya. It's been a long time. Great to see you there, Sakaya. Sakaya, if you want to show some of the stuff, hopefully you've been able to get a lot of painting done over the last several months here. So great to see you there, Sakaya. I hope that your Tuesday goes well. Yeah, Sakai, these literally just showed up today. Yeah, they just showed up a matter of hours ago. Maybe about 10 hours ago, I think. And, well, they're really important. I mean, they're fun for the miniatures, but what they're really critical for is really big stuff like pieces of terrain. So yes, I've already got some of these very same holders. This big holder here actually has a big ship on it. It actually, well, half of a ship in 28mm scale. And these are the ones from Battlecraft Supply. I'm going to get a little bit of light on that cut over there. Nah, that's too light. We're just going to tone that down a little. And it's funny, Sakaya, because we've been painting even smaller ships. I mean, look at the size of that ship. We've been painting really small ships here. So there is there's the link again. Thank you so much, Sector X, for posting the link there. Again, that's Battlecraft Supplies. And well, there'll be more experiments, and you'll probably be seeing even more different types of attachments and other things here too. Kind of as various needs pop up, it's like, well, gee whiz, it'd be really nifty if we had something like this for this. It is handy with the oils again, because I can almost hold this like it's a trigger here and then sit my hand over here instead of having to kind of put it on some part of the figure itself or the tiny little part of the base that's available for me to stick my hand on. Much nicer doing it this way. Again, see, I can put my hand on that. It's going to take weeks to get used to these, because again, I use the dead paint jars for years and years and also years. For as long as I can remember. I mean, there was a time where we used to pin things to dowel rods. That's it. Well, first we did the pin vices, And then we realized we would need like 100 pin vices. Sounds familiar. So that's why we did those. So thanks, Sarge, for getting the large holder. So yeah, Sarge, just I was gonna put nuts and bolts in there. Well, didn't have a chance to go get those. They're kind of buried in another room in the basement there. And that is buried because I'm working on all the other areas around it. And those would have been kind of noisy anyway, so I just took pennies and sand. And that has worked well. And again, here, there's not a lot of pennies in this one. There's many more in the one that's got the terrain on it. So that one's pretty heavy. So Sarge, yeah, I'm looking forward to using these on all kinds of vehicles too. We got tons of resin printed ones that we've got to paint. There's a Kickstarter that's coming up where I'll be painting some of the vehicles from that too. And hopefully maybe on stream. Now what I was thinking of doing is potentially maybe printing those at Flames of War scale. Because then they'd fit on screen really easy, and we could probably do probably 2, 3, 4 of them in a stream. Yeah, you know what? Let me get a little bit more on my lighter. So highlight things on the chainmail. Also, I think we need some of that lighter blue over here too. Yep. Just a touch of it there. Maybe push it a little this way. Yeah. Okay. Back to the darker blue ore. I'm going to use this. That's the asphaltum and Van Dyke Brown. To get a little more separation in this. Yeah, that's now those look a little bit sharper. We need to get more of a lighter highlight though on the stirrup there, because again it's metal. It's metal. It needs to have not just a sharp ridge, but kind of that little glint of a highlight to it as well. There we go, right there. That's about a little lighter now. There. You know what, that saddle, I'm going to put some light on it here, because I think the source light would reach that. Come on, a little more light up there. Yep. Got his little chompers there. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of light on those. Yeah, a little indication of something there. Oh, geez, hey, Blades. So, Blades, I hope that the stream went really well today. Everybody, please give Blades81 a follow. And, of course, Blades, speaking of Lord of the Rings, why don't you post your masterpiece there? Your spectacular diorama there, Lord of the Rings style. And it's pretty wild, right, Blades, that the War of the Rohirrim movie is coming out? So Blades, thanks for being here. Hopefully it's not too much of a not able to sleep type of morning here. Again, if you want to share your link to that really turned out as a spectacular result. And there it is. Go check out that Instagram link. You will absolutely love that diorama. And it happened pretty darn quick, right, Blades? It was only a few streams even to paint the building, right? I don't think the building took all that long. So blades, I'm still constructing my new photo. Obviously, there's the photo booths, right? That you can just get off of Amazon. But I'm trying to construct those super specialty ones. I'm hoping maybe I'll be able to do a little something on those tomorrow. Wasn't able to do anything on those today. You know what? Let me see if I can get a little bit of the lighter green. Just a couple parts of the tail here. The tail end. See what I did there? And then something right about here. Yeah, I thought so, blades. And yeah, I've got another. I think I have a second one of those building. I have not actually put the second one together yet. We constructed so much terrain. Actually printing out another Rohan piece as we speak. Let's see if I can get some light on this without also hitting that here. A little bit of our highlight on that. No, I don't think I can. I'm gonna see if I can go a little darker on the cloth over here. So thanks, blades. This is it's a new colors game for an old army, and I wanted the glow, kind of like sickly green glow of Minas Morgul, but with basically like a glowing Morgul blade here. So I usually don't have too many glowing lances. I thought that would be very fun for something like this. So blades, nope. The next convention for me would be Adepticon next year. That is my next one. Now, blades, you weren't going to Nova, right? I don't think so. And I'm sorry if my brain is doing, well, a brain freeze again. So maybe I can make that a little bit darker in there. Taking my blending brush to it here. Some dark oh yeah, okay, that worked. We also need some of that here. Looking at this, we've got a bunch of mid-tone there, but not really some shadow. Tighten up that edge a little. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be. It was a challenge before. It was not an easy trip by any stretch of the imagination. But here's hoping that it works out for you. Because I know with AD, it's going to be hard for AD to get there if at all. I don't think AD is going to be able to go. And there were some fun little, almost like mini traditions that kind of got created spontaneously last year or this year at Adepticon. I was kind of looking forward to those kind of happening in future Adepticons. We'll see how that rolls. No, I probably shouldn't have put that dark. Let me come back with some of my lighter green. Oops. Gonna get some thinner out there and liven that back up again. Restore that. Yeah, blades, and well, poor Megan. All of a sudden there was a verschmizzle with one of the kids' school and classes and stuff, and an administrative error for sure. That's happening literally at the time where she has to be going to Nova. So that's you never know when those kind of crazy things are going to happen, right, blades? That's kind of why I always make the conventions conditional and say I'm hoping to be there. And they'll say, yeah, but the convention's only a few days away. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Stranger things have happened. Let me move you back a little bit this way. Again, we've got our little teensy guy there. And there's also I think, yeah, I've got a cavalry version of him too. Obviously with, well, I hope it stays the same in the next version of MESBG, but you can be dismounted off the horse and not necessarily be dead. Now again, what I might do here is try and get me a little bit of a replenishment here on my medicine, because we tore through that pretty quick with that level 3 hype train there. Got almost like a brownish color over here. I'm gonna go back. Oh yeah, some of the lighter rust color on this over here. Yeah, Ngane's basically. I know somebody else they wanted to use it on terrain. I'm thinking, no, don't do that. What I'd like to use it on is our miniatures, or like say a Mumakil Nganes or a dragon, where maybe you get more of the durability of the FDM type print, but also too not as expensive, right? So for things that are miniatures but that would also be really huge, so stuff that's just not really practical to print out on a resin printer all the time. Again, like a bunch of Oliphants, even if they are hollowed out, well, that's still going to be quite a bit of printing time. So that's what I was thinking. If I ever did the 0.2 nozzle, it would just be for really, really large scale stuff. I mean, obviously, if you have a giant resin printer, that's another thing, but even then, you're still going to be using a ton of resin. But that is sometime in the future for me. That's I don't see myself messing around with a 0.2 nozzle anytime soon. I have it. I've got all the different nozzle sizes, but I have not used one of those yet. So here we're actually starting to hold it by the skinny part. We're holding it by this. I'm almost not even holding it by that much anymore, which is pretty funny. That's actually kind of funny now that I'm not really doing that. Try and catch a little bit right along that. Again, I could have done some texture or whatever on the cloth here, but I'm not a super big fan of that, just because you can barely see the texture on cloth that you wear as a full-size human. Now you make it that full-size human about 1 1/8 tall, and you say, now we're going to see all the fibers on that cloth. Ngane's and that their Oliphant is actually kind of larger sized. Now I printed out Oliphants from Titan Forge. That's for my Far Harad, and I printed Dandelion and Middle Earth. So the Dandelion and Middle Earth Oliphants are a bit more scaled to more the actual size, and even hollowed. I mean, it took, and I had 2 printers doing it. I had 2 Mono X printers, and it still took days to print that one Oliphant. And I was trying to put that together. There might be one piece that is maybe missing that I'll have to print again or something. I think it's maybe one of the tusks, because it had 4 tusks on it. And one of the smaller extra tusks is not sure where that is. reduce, that's what I'm thinking, right? That 0.2, if you're doing things like this instead of the solid resin right there, because this thing weighs a ton. And that took a lot of resin there doing those solid, because the geometry on those just wasn't going to let you do them hollow. So Angane's, now I'm going to have to, I think, use the hot glue gun on certain parts of it. And of course there's going to be some gap filling, because since the things were hollowed, there was just enough warpage. You won't be able to see it in the thing, but that warpage is going to matter. Hey there, Painterly Git, how are you doing? Everybody please give Painterly Git a follow. So great to see you there, Painterly Git. And of course, Painterly Git, you want to share anything in the chat, please go right on ahead. Now, Painterly Git, this is another example of the of using the AI here. I'll show you in a sec. Now, unfortunately, I only have the one image here, but there's a couple in the corners. Might recognize those as the kind of the cavalry reference, but it really gave me some sensational stuff. So I think I generated 12 AI images. Now, the one thing I guess I could have done was also say, show me it with the glowing blue weapons, and that's what we based this tutorial on. I filmed this yesterday, put it up on the Patreon page today. Nice to see you there, Stevie and Roland. How you doing? So again, these two right here, 4 hours ago, those had no paint on them whatsoever. So great to see you there, Stevie. So Roland, most of those are going to be Dark Sword miniatures, because Dark Sword has the license to do Song of Ice and Fire stuff. Now, some of those are also basically kind of Rao Partha and really old things. But yeah, a huge portion of those are going to be Dark Sword miniatures. So in Ganes, it doesn't quite tend to warp so much at all, and it tends to be lighter. And I mean, these, right? These are FDM style prints. They're all my terrain is, obviously. Actually, believe it or not, in Ganes, I printed out. It was like a free version of the Great Beast of Golgoroth. I printed out that and the Howdah in FDM like this. I think it was just the body and not maybe it was the whole body with the head. But Kurzlik did one of these, and the Printing Goes Ever On version also is kind of, well, large, shall we say. And I already have 2 of those printed out in resin, though, so that's why I didn't print out another one. Everybody please check out the Instagram link that Painterly Git just shared. And everybody please give Painterly Git a follow. So great to see you there, Painterly Git. It's got to be another day of, or another night of not getting the greatest sleep there again. So great to see you there, Stevie. I hope that you are doing well. Happy Tuesday, because it's, what, 2:14 on a Tuesday here. Let's see if I can't also work in a few more of the lighter rust colors here. Now again, what's nice about this thing is I can even grab it this way. So did I not say I was going to have to get used to these? No idea how these would work with an army painting series, though. I think that would be a little too cumbersome. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to use them for that, because table space here really would not allow for that, I don't think. But, I mean, it's kind of neat to be able to hold it there. Was that another nail? Okay, there is another nail. There is a nail right here. Could even, again, do some blood effects on that, I suppose. So Painter League, great to see you. Actually, Blades was here not too long ago. Blades just having the usual kind of sleeping things going on. I still think that Cooper is part of the, making some kind of racket or something that's waking her up or keeping her from sleeping. You know what, let me darken this hoof down a little bit there, blending brush. There. And it's just like a big old block of light on there. It's like, no, we don't need that big old block of light there. So, yep, a little over 4 hours ago, and a level 3 hype train. These guys looked like they looked like that. No rust, certainly no source lighting or anything of the sort. I might just darken down some of that upper part there too. Hey there, Nishlin. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So great to see you there, Nishlin. Not sure if you had a chance to check out the new video or not. But that was essentially kind of a color test miniature for this. Oh, for this army here. As we do a new version, because that was the original Morgul Knights there. But my terrain that I'm in, I basically have an entire Minas Morgul city printed out, and the city when it's painted is going to actually look more like this here. So that's why we went with that type of a color scheme there. So great to see you again there, Neshlin. Appreciate you being here as always. Maybe, you know what, let's just take a step backwards there and do some more of this dark here. See, that already makes more sense. When in doubt, make things make things darker. Now, Painter League, I have not had a chance to look at any more of the videos about, the possibility of, okay, it takes some of my photos of miniatures, and the AI basically creates a video, edits a video. Obviously, you'd have to choose parameters, like if you're doing a voiceover, what kind of voice, if there is music, the type of music that you would want. I believe there's, it seems like there's apps. There's phone apps for stuff like that. I can't remember the name of the one that keeps popping up, because of course now that I've seen a couple of sort of tutorial videos, now those ads for that kind of thing keep popping up all the time, as you might imagine. Here we're going to get some more of our lightest light over here, maybe on some elements of our basing. Again, this is these ruins here, that is Zabavka, and then the little skelly bits here, those are from Make It Epic Basing.